interesting thing Jesus likes to do in the Gospels where he'll take someone's question or someone's kind of comment and kind of divert it and use it to talk about something more or different than what people thought he was going to talk about. And one of my favorite is in Matthew 22, where the Pharisees and the scribes come up to him, these religious people of the day, and they ask him, should we pay taxes to Caesar? And it sounds like a basic question, but they're trying to trap him. If you read the text in Matthew 22, they're trying to get him to say yes, no, in a certain way because there was implications for that. But what he does, rather than just saying that, is he says, do you have a denarius on you? He asks for a coin, and so they pull out a coin, they give it to him, and he goes, okay, whose image is on this coin? Whose inscription, whose image is on this coin? And they say, well, that's Caesar's. And then he says, well, then render to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's. And most people read that and they say, oh, amen, or that sounds awesome, let's pay taxes. And they usually use that text to talk about money, which Jesus isn't really talking about money in that text, because what does he say? He sees the coin and says, whose image is on the coin? And then when they say Caesar, he says, okay, give to Caesar's what is Caesar's. But if he was just talking about taxes, he would have cut it there. But he says, give to Caesar's what is Caesar's and give to God's what is God's. And he says, hey, let's use this as an example to show that there is a principle, right, that we kind of see in the natural world, that whoever's image, whoever's inscription is on something deserves that thing to be given back to it, right? And so he's saying, okay, that makes sense for taxes, that we should give our taxes to Caesar and go ahead, but I'm going to use this as a teaching moment, he says, to show that whose image is on you, right? So Caesar's image is on the coin, but whose image is on you, right? God has breathed his image into you. Imago Dei, or in Hebrew it's B'Tselem Elohim. His image is on you, and he breathed that life into you. And there's an encouragement there and there's a challenge. The encouragement is that he's saying, hey, my image is on you, which means you have dignity, value, worth, purpose innately, not because of what you have done or because of what you haven't done. Your failures or your successes do not define who you are. You have worth and dignity because of who your Creator is. And the challenge is, he says, okay, well, if that's true, then it only fits natural, and joy is at stake, right? If you are to render then to God what is God. So if his image is on you, he says, hey, to get to a place of joy, then render back to him what is his, because we are his creation, created to worship, lift our hands, our voices, our jobs, our money back to him. And when we do that, there's joy and there's vitality and there's life and there's rhythm and there's shalom, as the Hebrews like to say. And so be encouraged by that and be challenged by that if you're not giving back to God what is his. Love you guys.
And now it's time for your upcoming events. At 9 a.m. we have our prayer breakfast, followed by Sunday school at 9:45 and then morning worship at 11. March 16th to 18th we'll be having our leaders workshop. The time will be announced. On March 22nd, we'll be having a church work day, and we ask that everyone come out and help. And March 29 will be the men's conference. The time will be announced. On April 5th at 8 a.m., the music department invites everyone to their prayer breakfast. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Also visit us at monumentoffaith.info. We now turn over back to the moderator.